Are you a proponent of the pitch clock? Is at fault for a lot of the arm troubles we're seeing, John?
Not even a 2% reason. I mean, it's so cop-out answer that it's not even in the relative scope. The two biggest parts of reasons that the guys, first of all, they're chasing the reward system that is getting them paid, so I don't blame them. Max velocity and the grip of the baseball. The baseball has changed over time. It hasn't been able to perfect what we all can view as acceptable grip, so that pitchers don't have to put their forearm at risk with that grip. And then, of course, whenever you let science go too far, we saw what happened a year and a half ago with the substance. But max effort, spin rate. I'm telling you right now, people don't understand. I've been saying this for 10 years. You could throw 150 straight fastballs with no fear of results. Not care if you give up 100 home runs or 10 base hits. That is not detrimental to your arm. What's detrimental to your arm is redlining, max effort, trying to get results, spin it and break it as hard and as fast as you can. And that is the reality that we're in. And they're not asking pitchers to kind of get through 7 innings. They want them to give them everything they have for as long as they can, and they will take them out as soon as it gets to 95 pitches. There's no scientific evidence in it. They have not been able to shorten or even slow down the injury rate, but nobody talks about it because they just move on. And so whenever somebody talks about the realities of what's going on, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And that's what we've got. So they've got to change the reward system, or they're going to make a rule change in 2 years to effectively change the philosophy of how we view starting pitching.
How do they do that? What's the rule change?
Oh, they're going to do it just like they did that made the game vibrant again. They're going to make a rule change in either roster limits. So if you have roster limits and pitchers and the amount that you can use, you're going to ask them to do different things. If you get creative, like I said about 3 years ago, I said, tie your starting pitcher to the DH. And everyone goes, you have lost your mind. I said, but no, think about it. If you wanted a competitive advantage and you come up with a crazy idea like that, are you going to start an opener? Are you going to start a guy and then have 4 pinch hits the rest of the game and try to navigate the game that way? So baseball has been trying to self-correct on its own, and they realize philosophically they won't. So what do? They enlarge the bases. They change the shift. They change the pitch clock. We got a game that's action-filled again and moving along. Well, the same applies for philosophy to pitching. You think anyone's going to change philosophy, even though the injury rate's going through the roof, and this has been happening the last 5 years? No way. So there will be some creative rule changes down the pike. They're doing some studies, they're trying to figure it out, but it's right there before everybody's eyes. And no one wants to talk about it because they just want the next guy to just fill in, and we'll just keep getting the next guy up.
So don't have the pitchers hit, but still act as if they are in the lineup as a hitter. So anytime you change the starting pitcher, you have to change the designated hitter. Is that what you're saying, John?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So now if you want a competitive advantage over the next organization and your pitchers are only going 5 1/3 on average, you're going to have to fill 2 pinch hits. But if you get a pitcher to go 7 innings, if he goes 7 innings and his arm doesn't fall off, then you only have 1 pinch hit that you have to worry about. So I think those are ways that you would take an organization and say, we're going to still play it the same way. All right, good for you. You try to survive that way. And then other organizations are going to say, you know what, we've got to look at it differently because I don't want to have 4 pinch hitters in a game, every game that we play, because we know no one throws a complete game. So the threshold is, how do you move starting pitchers from 5 1/3 to possibly 6 1/3 to possibly 7 innings?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.